Season 2 is starting tomorrow on 2K26, but with this massive patch we recently got that gave us basically 2K26 2.0, we are just now getting some actual analytical data on what was really changed with some of the gameplay, like the fadeaways. We also got Joe No's opinion on the patch since it came out, his first few games, and a lot more, guys. So drop a like, it does help out a lot if you guys haven't yet, and let's get right into it, man. We're gonna go one by one because we got a lot today again, just like we have in the previous days, man. This patch has been insane. Okay, so shout out to 2K Labs. They gave us this test right here, which was fading from 3 average make percentage, a corner fadeaway with the Pro 2 dribble pull-up, tested on a Hall of Fame difficulty with a 91 3-point rating. Now on the right side it says there's a 53% make on average pre-patch throughout the green window. You see there's around almost a 100%, and you can also see pre-patch and post-patch information, but this next screenshot is a bit more important because it shows us right here the post-patch percentage, which is 44% on average throughout the green window. So the blue is our pre-patch, the red is our post-patch, and remember this is on Hall of Fame difficulty, so it also has no badges, boost, or hot zones. I would compare this more to actually the difficulties of like park and stuff, because when you're playing in there, you know, you got badges and stuff. So there is definitely a change. Obviously, if you guys have played 2K26 since the patch came out, you notice that people are fading away a lot less, okay? Now, I told you guys my opinion on everything in yesterday's video from the small sample of about 25 games of how I felt about it, but we'll talk a little bit more about that soon because we got one more from 2K Labs where it says there's a negative 13% make on average post-patch with Legend Shifty Shooter. You see pre-patch and then post-patch again. You are not going to be making as many fadeaway threes. Now, those were corner fades, not even top of the key, so those are obviously probably going to be even less because it's further away from the basket. Now, this guy said in the NBA 2K Discord, right here, broke the game once again due to these crybabies. How the F do y'all expect me to time this? This little tiny green window, you can't even see it. Mind you, I got a 99 three-pointer and all purple hot zones, so his lethals, right? Let's play the clip of what he's showing right here. Okay, so his first shot was from like 30 feet. This one was from like 29.9, like right there before 30 feet, and he's got basically no green window. Now let's go back. Right here was his first shot where you can see that small green window. He is fading away a shot from 30 feet away. 30 feet. I feel like a lot of people don't actually understand. Maybe you've never sat or played on an NBA size court or a college size court. I actually got the opportunity to do that back in like 2022 when I was, you know, playing on the 2K League tournaments, and we won that tournament in Indianapolis on stage. If you guys remember that a long time ago, we got to play basketball on a, I think it was a college size court. And bro, a 30-foot fadeaway, I feel like a lot of people don't really understand how insanely far away from the basket and how difficult that is. Like, even Curry is not doing that consistently. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, look at this. Look at this, okay? So yesterday I told you guys if you can't agree with my opinion, and you gotta unsubscribe because you're one of those people who, I gotta agree with every single thing the person says, this is not the place for you to be. This guy said unsubscribe in all caps. He just said he'd rather them keep the steals the way they are now. LMAO, I'm done. If you watched the video yesterday, I said I'd rather the steals be the way they are now than actually have zero steals at all, where people can dribble through your body and stuff like that. However, I don't think that the logic is perfect from this patch, and they do need to change it a little bit, okay? And I gave you examples. I gave people examples of what should not be a steal and what should be a steal in yesterday's video. If you guys can't handle that, again, not the place for you to be. There's plenty of fence sitters that you can watch and plenty of people that just never give their opinion, okay? But I'm just telling you guys from my little simple size of games how I felt about it, okay? I'd rather the steals be the way they are now than we go back to where we were before, where you can dribble through people constantly. You can just do whatever you want on offense and you never really have to worry about losing the ball. But again, I said that it is definitely not perfect. And of course, you guys know 2K loves not being able to find a middle ground. I've told you that, guys, that 1,000 times. Basically, if you want a change in the game, expect and understand that when you're asking for that change, it's going to probably dramatically change, and that's where we are now. Okay, I told you guys the logic before the patch that the ball, obviously, if you're speaking from an unbiased, balanced perspective, should not constantly go through someone's actual hand when they're reaching. I do think that people should mainly have to press a button to get a steal, but if you're dribbling literally through their body, you should lose the ball. I don't see what people are so upset about that. Anyway, Joe Knows made a video and he said NBA 2K26 patch 2.0. And this is what he said about the patch after his first few games, after our sponsor, PrizePicks. The NBA is starting back next week, and to celebrate, PrizePicks is giving you a special where Curry only has to score 1 point to win on his square. Let me show you how to play. So once the NBA comes back, you can select that category, but today I'm going to do the most popular in the NFL, so what everyone else is doing. Now look, Aaron Rodgers. Do I think he's going to have over 218 passing yards? I'll hit more. Do I think he's going to have less? I hit less, and that's it, guys. You can actually stack the Curry one with this, but you only have to get 2 right to win your money. The more you put in, the more you make. Thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring this video, and sign up with my link in the description. All right, so Joe Knows played 2 games in his video. In the first one, he was trying out the new blur takeover, where it's obviously been patched, or whatever you want to call it, nerfed. They took away the full green dunk meter, and in the second game, which we'll play in a little bit after this first clip, he was trying out, I think it was Deep Bomber or something, Poster Machine. So he gives his opinion on both of those and what he has experienced since this new patch. Let's get into the first one.
The bump steals are definitely crazy. Like, it's very sensitive off certain moves, like the escape for one. Very sensitive. You got to be like more responsible with the ball. As we play more games, obviously I'll be able to say if I think it's like too much or it's fine in terms of the sensitivity of the ball. But just like playing that game and adjusting to try to like play good in that game, definitely was like way more careful with where I was putting the ball when I was dribbling. Got to play more games to see. I know a lot of you guys are asking like, what do you think? What do you think? You're gonna have to play more than one game to really get my like honest feedback on it. But the noticeable stuff is the escapes. You're losing the ball if you put it into somebody's body instantly.
So again, Joe is saying basically what I've said since I've played my small sample size of games after the patch came out, and it's that you have to be a lot more careful with the ball, which I'm okay with. I'm completely okay with that. Again, going back to what I said earlier, I would rather the steals not change at all. If we had to pick between post-patch gameplay and pre-patch gameplay, I would pick to keep it this way than I would to keep it how it was before. However, I do think that some of the logic should be changed a little bit, but then again, 2K, they're just not very good at that. Again, they're not good at finding that middle ground, you know what I'm saying? So my logic, if I explained it in yesterday's video, is there's a lot of steals that don't make sense. I wouldn't say a lot, but let's say the defender is on my right hip, the ball's in my right hand, and I just want to take the ball from my right hand to my left hand. The defender stays on my right side, and yet you still drop the ball. Those need to be changed, that logic, okay? But again, if I had to pick one, I'm keeping the post-patch gameplay because it's not that big of a deal. You have to be more careful with the ball. You can't just dribble through everybody and do whatever you want. Now, this is what Glock19 said, who's one of, if not the biggest dribblers in the game, you know, one of the best dribblers on 2K26. He said right here, bro wasn't lying. For me personally, I'm liking the patch. For the most part, the way I dribble, bumps don't apply to me as much. But before the patch, steal rating didn't matter to get steals. Now it still doesn't. People shouldn't be getting steals for simply running into you, but you also shouldn't be able to do escape moves into defenders with no body collisions. So I don't know if 2K can find a good middle ground. That's exactly where I am, guys. You have seen clips, I've showed you guys, of people literally running, like running into people on offense, and that blitzes the ball. That takes the ball out of them. They don't have to reach. They don't have to. Those shouldn't exist. That's not real life basketball. It's not even close to that. You don't see defenders run into somebody and then they just drop the ball. Obviously, they have to reach for it or something. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, you shouldn't be able to just do 7 Jimmy Butler escapes into someone and they can't do anything about it when you're in the position to take the ball, right? So anyway, let's keep going. I wanted to fully explain that for you guys. So after the patch, A lot of people have been experiencing this right here where Yodman said, game felt so slow tonight, felt like 2K25 game speed, everything is slower, and February said, thought I was tripping. So I've seen a lot of people say that 2K slowed down the pass speeds. They also are saying that the game speed is slower. You guys let me know how you feel about that. This is what JC said, who plays my team. Biggest question for me about the patch is, why does the game speed feel noticeably slower? Am I tripping, or does it seem slowed down since the beginning of the year of to y'all too? So not just Park, my team as well, people are experiencing slower gameplay. I will tell you guys, man, because yesterday's video was my first impressions on about 20-25 games after the patch, and I told you guys how I felt about it. I only played a few games yesterday, so it's the exact same opinion that I had. I'm going to have to actually play the game. I got on yesterday to play 2K, and my teammate, every time he took a jump shot, no matter what build he was on, right when he took his first jump shot, it would kick him out of the game. So I was on the game for like an hour and a half, and I only played like 4 games because I wanted to play 3s, or I really wanted to play 5s, but we couldn't get 5. But I wanted to play 3s if we couldn't play 5s, and yeah, he was just lagging out over and over. So anyway, if you guys are like good at 2K, I'm not saying you got to be a 2K League player, whatever it is. Give me some sort of like resume down below. Not actually a resume. Say, hey, you know, I got an 80 win %. I shoot this from 3. I need teammates to play with that have brains, okay? I just want you to have a brain, okay? You don't got to be the best 2K player of all time. But anyway, this is what Joe Knows said again about the patch after his second game, and I will be right back.
All right, game 2 in the books. We had on the poster machine takeover. We scored damn near 50, but the green window doesn't boost very much, if at all. Even with poster machine take, the alley-oops, you didn't have to time, you didn't have to press anything, and I was getting contact alley-oops a couple times, so the alley-oops are good, but not boosting the green window with poster machine, or just barely boosting it, makes it really not, it's not good enough to justify using it over deep bomber. So I don't know if that poster machine is working properly at all. Like, again, it's just a 1-game test, but it wasn't anything to write home about, that's for sure.
So I wonder if 2K is going to add back that full green meter that Blur had that people said was supposed to be in poster machine, because now poster machine doesn't have it. I wonder what they're going to do with that. There might be one more decently sized patch for gameplay before, you know, Mike Wang and them start working on 2K27, basically. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is what Splash said before this big patch came out, and I think it's still important because you'll see. But anyway, former 2K League player, he's won the $250,000 My Team. You guys know that, watch the videos, but he plays the game a lot. He's a high-level player. He said, 2K26 also coming out shows that a lot of people don't want a balanced game. They want a game they're good at. This game might be the most offensive-powered game since 2K21 Next Gen. There are like 3 things on offense that are blatantly overpowered. Now, guys, look, as a main guard, that's what I play on almost, like I even make 6'11 guards. You know, you guys that have been watching my videos, you know, I try to play PG as much as I can. That's where I have the most fun. I can play any position. I do it every single year. I make videos on every position. Lockdown, guard, center, doesn't matter, right? But as a PG, obviously the game's not like as fun as it was before patch. But at the same time, because like you could just fade away, you could turn off your brain and score 50 in the rec. You know what I'm saying? 40 in the rec, something like that. But it was too much, right? 2K tries to make a game that I told you guys, I think on a scale of 1 to 10, 2K is never going to make a game that's 10 out of 10 realistic. They're never going to make a game that's 10 out of 10 arcadey. They're trying to go in the middle. I said I think a great 2K is going to be about 6 to 7 arcadey, 3 to 4 NBA real life simulation, right? There's got to be a mix in between, because no one wants to shoot, let's say it was 10 out of 10 realistic. If you're not a 99 3-point rating, no one wants to shoot 35% from 3, 30% from 3, and you're timing it correctly over and over. That's RNG, that's 2K25. That's a very small amount of people that want to play that. And if you do, there's plenty of settings that you can go download in My GM and stuff, and you can play that realistic ball, right? But you know, 2K26 before patch was probably like a 9 on the arcade scale. It was too much. It's more fun. You know, it was more fun. Okay, it was more fun in terms of the casual play where you could just run around and turn your brain off. And I understand that. And I told you guys in the last video, I think that there's going to be a decent amount of people that prefer the pre-patch gameplay. But a more realistic, balanced game, that's where we're at now, in my opinion. I think that's where we are with 2K26 at the moment. Again, steals are a bit crazy. Okay, they definitely did it a little bit too much, right? But they're definitely in a much better spot than they were before, where you couldn't get steals, okay? Anyway, guys, we have some badge level data to go over. So this is Deadeye, hands up close, badge level, same height, 80 perimeter defense, average contest. You see, it's not going to give you a different actual contest percentage. It's basically all the same right there at 78 from none to legend. Okay, so Deadeye doesn't give you a different percentage. It's the impact of that percentage, if that makes sense. So I've seen a lot of people say like, oh, I just took this shot and I've got legend Deadeye. Why is it showing up as this percent? That doesn't matter. It's the impact of that percentage, okay? So anyway, you guys see, again, shout out to 2K Labs, bro. Deadeye boost versus an open contest all the way up to legend is going to give you that 8% bonus. Silver's 3.5, gold 5.4. So I've been telling you guys since the game came out, man. A lot of my builds, they're made to get legend Deadeye, legend shifty shooter, legend set shot, because especially before patch, the game was all about, yes, the offense was very, very easy, but that means that you have to be extremely consistent. So that's why a lot of my builds have the most everything you can have as a PG. But we also got dunk, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, after patch, I still like pretty much all of my builds. I mean, I haven't played on all my builds, but I'm saying just thinking of them, the only one I'm really kind of scared of is my 611 that I made as a PG. I don't know how that's gonna work with the new plucks. You're probably gonna get plucked a decent amount more, but you just do in general on any other build if you're not being careful with the ball. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll have to play on it and let you guys know how it feels. But look, Deadeye, pure green window size. So your pure green window is also going to get bigger if you have all the way up to legend Deadeye. Every single thing actually matters. So I think so far there hasn't been a single test where I've been pretty upset with what 2K did with the badge levels. They've done a good job this year with the balance on that. And they said that before 2K26 came out, kind of that, it wasn't worth it to basically just make new badges for there being the sake of new badges. So my guess was that they polished it more and made them actually more balanced where they made sense. Each level goes up a decent amount, stuff like that. And it does look like that's what they've done so far with this game. So anyway, Deadeye average make percentage. You guys see green equals wide open, and it changes a lot. I've told you guys for years, and it's amazing to see. These are lightly contested jump shots at 20% contest on Hall of Fame difficulty. That just a wide open and an open is a much different green window. It's a pretty different green window. And now we can actually see the test and see that, which is pretty nice. I love that, I can feel things in the gameplay. I can see them, and it makes me know that my experience is actual truth. I can feel it in the game. I can tell you guys before a test comes out. For example, block. Earlier in the year, I told you guys how important block was for contesting jump shots, and then we seen a really, really good test from 2K Labs and stuff. So anyway, float game, green window size, all the way up to legend. It's gonna go up, but legend is your sweet spot on this badge. So this one I don't necessarily agree with. I feel like it doesn't go up enough, and then you just get this massive boost at legend. But I do understand it because it's not that hard to get gold float game. Then you can max plus to it. So just keep that in mind, that legend float game is really good. And well, guess what? My 99 layup build is very, very good at that. So if you made that build and you do a lot of floaters, you are locked in. Okay, so anyway, this test from 2K Toots, guys, if you're not subscribed to him, was adding weight can do this on 2K26. So the player at the top is minimum weight, the player at the bottom is maximum weight. They're running from the left corner to the right corner, and you guys see the stamina difference. So they both get there at the same time. The speed is not any different, but their stamina is different. So it's been like this for actually a few years now. And it's just going to keep being that way. So the more weight you have, the more you're going to lose stamina. So be careful on going high weight if you're not going to use it for those attributes. If you're getting more strength or whatever it is that you get with, I think it's like interior defense and stuff that goes up with your weight. Just be careful is all I'm saying. You know, don't have extra weight that doesn't actually do anything for you if you're not upgrading those spots. Now, Hezzy said after the patch, he's playing a bunch of L2ers now. Laughy face, laughy face, laughy face. My God. Are we okay, people? One patch comes out and we're just going right back to L2 cheesing. Are we serious? My gosh. I can't believe it. I don't know. I haven't played 2s yet since the patch came out, so I don't know. But look, Statistics said this about the patch. Me, personally, I didn't want 2K to touch shooting at all, not even tempo shooting. I only wanted to be able to get stops when I played good defense. I wasn't too mad about shooting for the simple fact that I could hit those same shots. I don't know how I feel about the new patch. Now, okay, you see what he just said. I kind of want to go off into a little bit different of something here, but I don't understand. I seen a few people in yesterday's video still complaining about rhythm shooting. Like, we seen that rhythm shooting had a bonus. I told you guys that since the game came out, that it was not the same. Mike Wang said it was the same. It's not the same. We seen that. I rhythm shoot my shots. I told you guys why I still rhythm shoot, and I might switch to the button now that it's been changed, but it's been changed. It has been nerfed. We haven't seen actual data yet, but it's a 100% been changed. Why are people still complaining about rhythm shooting? And in the first place, you could have just rhythm shot. It's not some secret. It's not something that you had to put on. But what I really don't get, you know, you could have your opinions before a patch, is why people are still complaining about it. It's noticeably been changed. If not, it's almost the same as the button now. If it's not the exact same. Now look, Ninja said, I played the new update today and I just didn't have fun. I mean, there's creators that do not like the patch. There's creators that do like the patch. So that's why I always try to tell you guys, not every creator has the same brain. There's 100 different creators that I can think of if I sat there for an hour that I could come up with their names on a list. Bro, we don't have some group chat or something where it's like, okay guys, this is our opinion today, no matter what you think. There's not some hive mind like, bro, I like the patch. I think the game's in a better spot than it was before. It's not perfect, but it's in a better spot. Some people don't like it. Now, anyway, to close off, Sid67 said this right here. Mike Wang doesn't know what the hell he wants to do, man. I'm convinced the man patches the game in less than 24 hours and he changes it back to how it was on day one. He's talking about the hitch. The sad part is he did it and killed guards, but left 7-4s untouchable. We were getting 40, 50, and 60 contests on them when good defense was played. Now we get next to nothing patch 2, aka the death of the guard patch. So he's saying that contests were changed. Like a lot. We know that the ghost contests were changed, if you guys didn't read the patch notes, but apparently there's people saying that actually brought us back to like patch 1 contest system. So you guys let me know, and I also do think it's weird that Mike Wang added the hitch back and then took the hitch away. They need to figure out a way for registered rhythm shots to register every time without adding the hitch. I don't know, guys. That's it for me today. There's too much with this patch, but we're finally done pretty much talking about it, guys, and I'm out of here. Peace.